Hello again. I'm Jay Antoine Shade, a teacher at Gwinnett County Public Schools, also a student at the University of West Georgia, and the Education Specialist Program for Secondary Biology. Today, I would like to talk to you about the gifted and talented student population. So, the current situation at my school is that we are actually rethinking, or in that process of rethinking, how we provide gifted services. Traditionally, students were in a heterogeneous setting where students were mixed in with all types of students with different types of levels, etc., in their learning. And we are now bringing gifted to the STEAM program. So the students moving forward will actually have two homes that they can call for their gifted services. So if they decide not to be in the STEAM program because they're not strong in math and science or that's not their interest, we have another place for them on another gifted team that they can focus more holistically and equal out the subject focus. So it's important that we provide gifted students with an outlet because oftentimes there's actually a shortage of gifted certified teachers. So students are displaced where they can get their services that they need, not necessarily based on their interests. So we are definitely revamping how we provide those services to our students. I would like to talk about the myths and misconceptions of gifted education, and also I'd like to talk about just gifted education and ESOL students in the term of twice exceptional. So there has been a long myth, and I hear it in the hallways, hear from administrators. Oh no, your kids will be fine. Your kids will be fine, but that's not necessarily the case always because gifted students need our support just as the struggling reader needs our support, as much so as students receiving special education services. It is critical that these students get our attention and we support them. Actually, other states, I believe New Jersey, actually provides students, gifted students, with the IEP sort of plan where they recognize that gifted students are qualified under special education and they provide an individual support plan for individual students. The second part of this discussion that I'm extremely passionate about is actually our ELL learners and them not being represented in our gifted programs. It could be a mix of teacher knowledge about ESOL students as well as a cultural understanding or lack of cultural understanding for certain students. I really do believe that in many cases, students, EL students, are extremely bright because they're doing two things. They are acquiring the English language and they are acquiring the content. And the students that do exceptionally well in those two things and do it quickly, we should definitely identify them and at least test them for gifted services. Um, their language and their language proficiency, as well as academic language that is used in the classroom, we can use research based strategies to support them. So there should not necessarily be a barrier between the ESOL and gifted population, but they can actually be merged. So in Gwinnett County Public Schools, we have eClass, and that is our digital support system. It is much like the University System of Georgia use of Desire to Learn D2L. So it is important for students and teachers to collaborate in their learning. So emphasis gifted students becoming self-directed learners encourages responsibility in the learning process. So many times, not always, I use a flipped classroom, and and that is extremely exciting for my students. I can make sure that they have the notes and the lecture at home, and then we use class time to actually practice the skills and master the skill. I'm actually filming this on Monday, January 28th, and tomorrow we have a inclement weather digital learning day. So tomorrow, just as we will have regular school, students will be engaged online with me between the hours of 10 and 4 p.m. to make sure that we are having a discussion and carrying on with our class. So I do believe that digital support can support students. Another way that we are making sure, well, at least I am making sure that I am doing is providing modules. I just started that this semester, which each module has a extended learning module where students have a mini PBL task, a creative writing task, and a STEM related um, task that they may complete based on each module. So I'm testing this module out, and then if it works well, of course, I will share with my colleagues and actually do an in-service about using digital support tools to advance gifted and talented students within the common classroom, because this is key. Students definitely do get bored, so we have to support our students any means necessary. So this is just a snapshot of my digital page. Students really prefer all my content to actually be on my page, regardless if I'm teaching it or not. I hear often from my students, Mr. Shade, that video that you showed in class or that worksheet that you showed in class, can you upload it into our e-class page? I would like to review it later. So I this year just got in the habit of actually using my digital class as a lesson plan book almost, where everything that I do in class is in the e-class page and dated, so students can get whatever they need from this course page. And lastly, I would like to talk about allowing students to explore their interests. Especially in the middle school setting, students have amazing ideas and they're not sure necessarily what route they want to take in life. So the students come up with all kinds of creative, out of the box ideas that we need to support as teachers. So we should always support our students by allowing them to explore. All right. And we also need to understand that their brain processes information more rapidly than other students. And they also think in very abstract ways. So students need to thrive with assignments that need assignments to let them explore topics that interest them in new ways. So, for an example, we were studying um, evolution, or we're currently studying evolution in my life science course. And I have a group of students that are really interested in antibiotic resistance. So they are taking upon themselves to actually study that instead of what we are currently doing in class, which is currently fine with them. I just need to make sure that they master the standard, and we actually conference together just to make sure that they are on track with being successful for their common assessments. Well, thank you again for allowing me to do this video. I appreciate everything that this course has been teaching me so far, and I am using some of the instructional tools, digital instructional tools in my classroom to make sure that my students are ready for post secondary education opportunities that they have. Again, thank you.